All right, Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to you, brothers. Hopefully, push His word and truth and sincerity. All right, this video here is going to the Faith of Zacchaeus. All right, the Faith of Zacchaeus. Okay, and I'm just gonna hop right on into it. I'm gonna read the story of what was going on with Zacchaeus. Okay, and how Yahweh Shai dealt with him. Okay, and his response to him. All right, so this is Luke chapter 19, verse 1. And it says, "And Yahweh Shai entered and passed through Jericho. And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans. And he was rich." All right, so he was a chief among the publicans. He was a tax collector. And not only that, he was the chief tax collector, meaning a top tax collector. Okay, and then it says, and he was rich. So he had money. Okay, all right, he didn't lack in earthly things. Okay, he was well off. All right, Zacchaeus was well off. All right, and also another side note too, his name Zacchaeus, it means pure. Okay, his name it means pure. All right, so continuing on, and it says, and he sought to see Yahweh Shai, who he was. Okay, so he heard about him. Okay, he heard the fame of him. He heard his name being echoed throughout the different lands. Okay, and what Yahweh Shai was doing, the miracles he was doing, probably who he said he was, all those different things. And he said, "Hey, I need to see who this guy is. I need to see him out. I need to seek him out." All right. So just give some more context. It says, I'm going back to verse 1. And Yahweh Shai entered and passed through Jericho. So while he was passing through Jericho, Zacchaeus heard of him. Not heard of him, but he sought to seek him as he was passing through Jericho. Okay. And it says, and he sought to see Yahweh Shai, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. All right, so it said he could not for the press, and the press is the crowd. Okay, so it's a crowd that was following after Yahweh Shai, and he couldn't see him, or he couldn't get close to him because he was of little stature. Okay, all right, he wasn't a very tall guy. He probably wasn't a very big guy, but he was trying to seek out Yahweh Shai. All right, and it says, and he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. All right, so as the crowd was following, or the crowd was coming up on or pressing up on Yahweh Shai, okay, he went before the crowd or way out in front of the crowd, so they gave him some time to climb up the tree. Like, okay, so I can't see him coming from this way, so I'm gonna go way before this crowd, because I know he's gonna walk this way, and so I'm gonna climb up this tree so I can at least get a glimpse of him, so I can see him. You know what I'm saying? So he could possibly see me. All right. Now, this is a rich man that wanted for nothing. Okay, for he was rich. I mean, so what? I mean, if he was rich, why did he want to seek out Yahweh Shai? He had everything he wanted. Okay, just think about it. But it says, and when Yahweh Shai came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. So Yahweh Shai, obviously, when you read the scriptures, when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, he could read people's minds. He could seek out your true intent. And obviously he could see, or he could read that Zacchaeus was very sincere in wanting to seek him out and know who he was. All right. So he looked up and saw him and said, "Hey, I gotta come and buy with you. Okay, you gotta welcome me into your house. Come on down here." All right. And so it goes on to say, and he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. Why? Because that's who he came. That's who he was seeking for. He was seeking after Yahushua. Okay, and then Yahushua was accepting of him, so he wanted to abide in his house. Okay, and it goes on to say, and when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be guest with a man that is a sinner. Okay, why did he call him a sinner? Because he was a publican. He was a chief tax collector. Okay, so the people of the crowd assumed that Zacchaeus was a sinner, but Yahushua knew his heart. He knew his intent. He knew his spirit. Because once again, I bring out the point that he was rich because he lacked nothing. All he lacked was Yahushua, and that's what he wanted. Okay. And it says, and Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. Okay. So Zacchaeus, he was not a selfish person either. He was not a selfish individual. All right. That's another thing. Okay. Also, you could say he was an Israelite. Okay, Zacchaeus was an Israelite, and I'll give you an example of one way I know that we read already. All right, I'm gonna say it real quick. Let's see, verse 3 and 4. All right, it says, and he sought to see Yahushua who he was, and could not for the press, because he was of little of stature, and he ran before and climbed up into the sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. Okay, so for one, he was truly seeking him out. And when I say seeking him out, you could tell he was seeking him out to know who he was, not to kill him or not to do Yahushua any harm. He was seeking him out. That's one way you know that he was an Israelite. Okay, just reading that spirit. Okay. But like I said, he was not a selfish man. Okay, even with his riches. Verse 9. And Yahushua said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. There you go. Okay. Yahushua was letting Zacchaeus and his family know, basically him and his household was going to be saved. And he was of the son of Abraham. Okay. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. Okay. He came to seek and save that which was lost. Okay. Notice how it said he came to seek and save that which was lost after this incident with Zacchaeus. So although he was a chief tax collector, okay, he was a publican, he was still lost. This is why I said he had everything carnally, but he lacked Yahushua. He lacked in that spirit, and that's what he needed. Okay, that's where he was lost at. All right. But this, the reason why I titled this "The Faith of Zacchaeus" is because he was going to do everything he could to seek out Yahushua, to know who he was, to see him, or for Yahushua to see him, to see Zacchaeus. Okay, and for Zacchaeus to see Yahushua. Okay, he wanted to know who he was. He wanted to meet him. He wanted to see him. Okay. All right, and that's how we need to be in this thing. Okay, we need to continue to seek out our first love. Okay, which is that wisdom, which is Yahushua. Okay, we need to continue to seek him out because we know that that's our only way out. That's our only salvation. Okay, that's how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Alright. So like I said, it was just a quick lesson on that. I thought there was a very interesting story, an account in which Yahweh Shai encounter. It was a real small, quick one, but hey, it's powerful. It's paramount. Okay, so call on Yahweh Bashem Al Shai Bashem Akakodash. Hope we edified. Shalom.